I was at the grocery store the other night, pushing the proverbial cart with a wobbly wheel, and a song came on the store's public address system. It was a song from long ago, something sweet, poppy, and romantic, a song that once had great meaning for me, a pivotal anthem from my youth. Significant things happened for me as scored by that song, back in the summer of back when I was young, or let's say younger. It was from back in the time of those impressionable years where everything was intense and raw and every feeling was beaded with the dew of the dawn of creation, the transcendental feel of new discovery, intoxicating. Such is the temporal experience of youth. It's what drives us forward into the fog of adulthood. The senses dull from there. I fell in love to that song. I loved to that song, and endured love's bitter loss to that same song. That tune was a major geographical landmark in the emotional landscape of my past. It was ponderous and Gibraltaresque in its significance for me. So odd to hear that song again, denatured and irrelevant in this plebeian setting, pawing my way through coolers of ham hocks and tubs of margarine. The mundane and the mediocre. It was a jarring paradox. How could I have come to this point? From the golden promise of youth and its vaulting, begemmed castles in the sky, to this current grubby place, filling the pantry after hours amidst the stormy midlife seas of tedium and the unrelenting tumult of too many vexing problems, most of which have no apparent solution. Seems it was only a few years ago that this song, tonight burbling from the steel rafters, drop ceilings, and buzzing fluorescence above, carried the very essence of all that was magic in life, all that I hoped I could be, all I dreamed life would be. But standing there, comparing coupons to coffee filters, I was startled by the realization that those days were 20 or 30 years past. That song and its time were as far removed from me as the sound of it echoing through the vast distances of that cavernous, over-air-conditioned supermarket. I was not alone in this unexpected reverie of memory. Others with graying and thinning hair were drifting around me, singing along quietly to the same song. Dreams of the past betrayed by their distant shining eyes. In that sobering moment, I realized that this song, its cheapening on a grocery store public address system, follows a similar and age-old pattern. Just as when that tune hit the radio as a new idea, the song was almost priceless in novel value and promise. Now that it is dated, it plays in the background, discounted to a value just above white noise. This is like when we're young, our youth is abundant and valued. The older we get, our time grows precious in its finite length, but everything else is steadily discounted, reducing in value until ultimately we're just living skin and bones, relegated too often to the discount rack of back rooms and nursing homes. And all anyone wants to do is relegate us to white noise, a shove into the grave. Only the memories remain in this rising cold sea of life's inevitable passing, to serve as islands of rest and repast. A tune from the past swept with the waves of time, attendant precious memories in me, clinging to its sandy shores for shelter from the rising storm of time's acceleration as it passes. Haunted by this notion, I gathered my final groceries and checked out. I was not here to listen to old tunes and their memories, but because I had mouths to feed. Really, what is life and the stories we represent in that life lived, if not to be of service to others, rather than singular, exceptional ends in ourselves? The past is the foundation from which we lift up to leap for the present at whatever age. All our tunes will end at some point. However, what really matters is how we dance as it plays and who we invite to join us in that dance. I left that cold store and its frozen memories with a fresh perspective and no appetite for reheats. Keep the change.